Alright, welcome back, kids. We've got this SG. It's one of those prototype line from around 2013. This was like, I think, a line of guitars. Has sort of a faded finish. P90s, those have been replaced. All this stuff's been replaced. This would have been probably just black, and those I'm sure have been replaced. Or were they Grovers? I don't know. But they're getting replaced to the locking tuners. But also, we're going to clear coat the headstock. And might clear coat the body if I have enough lacquer left over, but we'll see. For now, I'm going to do the headstock. Alright, there we go, easy peas. Let's go spray some lacquer on the headstock. I've got, oh, stop ringing. I've got Nitro-Cellulose lacquer to spray on the headstock, so I'll give it one more spray when I get in the garage with the air hose, and hopefully we don't get any creepy crawlies in the paint. Alright, there we go. There's about 5 coats for the first round of lacquer, all around the front and all around the back. So the back and front, and now the plan was to do the whole body, but we don't know if we're going to have enough clear lacquer. And this was just we were sort of just doing this because we could, because we had the lacquer, so I'm going to let that dry until tomorrow. And then I'll go ahead and sand it down a little bit, flatten it, and then put a few final coats on it, and hopefully the new tuners. Alright, can't let that dry with the tape on that like that overnight. So we gotta get this off. Ooda. Leave that until tomorrow. Alright, today we're gonna get into a little bit of block sanding. It's dried quite a lot smoother than I thought it would, actually. But yeah, just a really, really light sand with some 1000 grit, and then I'm gonna go coat this again, and then it should be ready for buffing. If you've ever noticed real Gibson headstocks, they're not perfectly flat. There's lots of orange peel in most Gibson finishes. It's just that they buff. It's just that they get buffed really well. But this is really pretty good. And if I take it down just a bit, so I'm just going to take the shine off it really. So what I did yesterday was I put, I think 5 coats. And so a coat is all the way across and then up and down. And I did that 5 times because nitro lacquer is pretty thin, and I learned that I'd rather have a little bit more material on there so that I don't burn through when I'm sanding like this, so that I don't burn through to the other side trying to flatten it. And you just give yourself a little bit more wiggle room in case you mess something up. Especially if you're not doing this all the time, right? Like, I'm sure if you were doing this day in and day out, you get to a point where you could know pretty precisely how much material you have to put on there not to mess it up. But you know, that's about where I've come to it with it, especially this kind of material. This stuff is super thin and it dries pretty flat already, which is kind of ideal. Okay. So I just sand a little bit, check a lot. Sand a little bit, check. Sand a little bit, check. So you can see there, all the low spots are the places where it's still shiny. And I'm not trying to go for perfection here. Like I said, I'm just trying to even it out so that it's, because the next coat is there's gonna be a bit of orange peel also. So I'm gonna see if I can just concentrate on some of the problem areas, and I'm not even gonna bother doing the back and sides, like sanding them. As far as I'm concerned, they're gonna be just fine. This stuff dries flat enough, and the existing surface was already pretty perfect. But that's the money shot, so you want this to kind of look good. So all of it will get buffed, but that's not the back and top won't look any different than any other Gibson head job, any other Gibson clear coat. And there was a low spot here, I think caused by a nick from the stupid. That's why I hate the wall hangers. The wall hangers cause tons of damage right here. I don't like wall hangers. Every guitar I see that has come off of a wall hanger has damage here. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be too crazy. I'm just going to hit a few of these spots here and really hopefully call this done, and then go put another coat of. I'm not going to worry too much about what's under the truss rod cover there, but I'll just give this a quick how you doing. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, boys and girls. Okay? We are getting there. So close. So close. But I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to get greedy. I've been burned so many times. I've been so close so many times and thought, oh, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Hey, always famous last words, just a little bit more. I'll just do a little bit more. And then kasplamo. Damn, I knew I should have stopped. Don't get greedy. Okay, my butt is in full clench mode. Full clench mode engaged. Because I'm thinking, you're gonna burn through that. And when you do that, you open up a whole nother can of worms. Alright, I got my final few thick layers of clear over the headstock. I'm going to let that dry overnight. Let's have a look. So, there's a few little bits in it, but overall, I'll give it a light rub tomorrow with about 3000 grit. And then I'll polish it out. And I almost probably could leave it like that because it dries quite flat. Like that orange peel will disappear. Yeah, if you can see it there. That'll almost disappear. But yeah, it's looking pretty damn good. And that's about what Gibson finishes turn out like anyway. So too smooth and it'll look fake. But yeah, we got nice crisp lines. It doesn't look like it's encased in plastic. The nitro lacquer is amazing. I love it. You just got to use a lot of it. Alright. See y'all tomorrow for the final buffing and sanding and putting back together and putting on the locking tuners that are over there. Alright. Back for round 2 of soundings. Alright, well, I think that this is the point at which I'd like to reiterate that I am a guy at home. I'm not a professional. I don't charge people money for this. I do this for friends and for myself. And it's not like I do it that often, but I have done it enough times to sort of have an idea of what I should be doing. And I've got just the tiniest bit of orange peel still peeking out around there. Really, really hard to see there. It's all gone off the headstock logo now. There's a little bit around each of the tuner holes, which is fine. I'm not really worried about around the truss rod as much because that's going to get covered. So at this point I think I'm going to call that done, and I'm going to hit it with some micro mesh 3000 grit and then hopefully try to polish it out. Alright, I'm going to try to polish it out now. I'm going to start with a little bit of rubbing compound. Again, this is where I remind you that I am not a professional, just a guy learning to do this stuff. Seeing how possible it is to get close to pro results at home with not a lot. Bit of water. Bit of water. Bit of hope and pray. Oh, you wouldn't do that right now. That should be heaps. Alright, well there's no reason not to put the new tuners on. Just going to locking tuners. Just pretty much exactly what was on there except locking now. And the new locking ones increase the gear ratio. Generally the ones that they throw on the guitars I think are 14 or 15 to 1 and these increase to 18 to 1. So it's a tuner upgrade plus locking. Plus they fit exactly the same footprint, so there's no messing around, no drilling, none of that. Just so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna fit these. Oh, that's nice snug fit, that's what I want. We're just gonna fit these. Try not to get fingerprints on the headstock.